Your firstborn is Priyanka Chopra, of course. What was it like?
She was such a perfect baby when she was born. Her head was shaped perfect. Her mouth was just perfect, like a little bud. Her fingers were long. They said, "Thandak pasti na," so something like that. Magical feeling.
The world is going awe over baby Malti's pictures. Can I be an auntie and say कि किस पे गई है? Can I?
She's the best of both parents. Uske mouth is just like Priyanka's, her chin, her eyes and her forehead are like her dad's. The Chawani Rupaiya.
The Chawani Rupaiya logic, yes.
You're another girl who would go far.
Yay! Make this viral, guys. This is the Good Mother Project on HerZindagi.com. एक शुरुआत है, मुहिम है सोच बदलने की. And joining me today all the way from London is none other than Dr. Madhu Chopra. She is joining me with her immense wisdom, her experience and inspiring story of motherhood. Thank you so much, Dr. Chopra, for speaking to HerZindagi.com.
Thank you, Megha, for picking me out of the huge myriad of mothers who are doing the exact same thing that I have done.
That is so amazing, so humble and modest of you. But I know that बहुत सारी ऐसी ladies हैं, माँ हैं, would be mothers हैं, जो आपको सुनना चाहेंगी, आपकी story से inspire होना चाहेंगी. But let me start first, if I may, and take you back to your first memory of becoming a mother. What was it like? Your firstborn is Priyanka Chopra, of course. What was that feeling? Can you take us back to that moment when you must have held her in your hand?
It was magical. She was such a perfect baby when she was born. Her head was shaped perfect. Her mouth was just perfect, like a little bud. Her fingers were long. And she always had a smile on her face. She was not a cranky baby, but when the doctor handed the baby over to me, it was like, they said, "Thandak pasti na," so something like that. Magical feeling. I mean, nothing, no other gift in the world can replace that feeling.
That's so beautiful. And were you prepared for motherhood, Dr. Chopra? मतलब ये कुछ preparation होती है क्या? Do you think that, you know, as moms increasingly are getting overwhelmed with that feeling कि motherhood क्या है? What are the kind of responsibilities that will come to you? You were a career woman, a practicing doctor. Were you at all worried about what, you know, becoming a mother would be like?
I wasn't really prepared. But she was a very wanted child.
Yeah.
And we had planned to have her as soon as we got married because I had by then already finished my MBBS and done my house job. I got married late at 29 because I wanted to finish off my studies. Yeah. And then we were good and ready for a baby. As new parents, we knew we got a posting into a fairly good city, Bareilly, where we had the baby. And it was easy in a smaller town to bring about a child because you have so much help available.
And that's so important when you mentioned about, you know, help. क्योंकि बहुत सारी मैम न्यू मॉम्स हैं जो कि हेजिटेट करती हैं हेल्प मांगने के लिए. यू नो दे फील दैट इफ़ दे आस्क फॉर हेल्प इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ देयर इनकॉम्पिटेंस कि हम नहीं लेंगे, हम डे केयर में नहीं भेजेंगे बच्चे को. हाउ डू यू लुक पास्ट दैट?
I think it takes a village to bring up a baby, and that holds true for any generation, any age, any time. And that's what I believed in. Of course, I read a lot of books. I asked my neighbor, who was already a mother, 3 months in advance before me. So she was very, very helpful. And like I told you, my mom, she offered to be with me so that actually she thought I wouldn't know how to bring up a baby. And because I was never I was not a very home person. I was driven career woman. So my mom was sure that I will neglect the baby, which I didn't.
Yeah.
But I was always grateful for her help. She was there. My mother-in-law was there. So I had a lot of support. My sister-in-laws were there. My sister was there.
Yeah.
So like I said, like a whole village.
Yeah.
And I didn't find it difficult at all. I joined my work in 2 months' time.
Oh, you did?
And
Okay.
it was a breeze. It was good.
कोई ऐसे जजमेंट्स फैमिली से नहीं पर आसपास से कि अरे इतनी जल्दी काम पे आ गई, मैटरनिटी तो पूरी लेती, कैसी माँ है? डिड यू एवर इन योर कोर्स ऑफ पेरेंटिंग एवर हैव टू डील विद जजमेंट्स या you were away from all of that?
एक बात, सारी बातें करने से पहले समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि I have never given to society norms, other people's opinions. I always did what I thought was right.
Yeah.
I thought was beneficial, which I thought was good for me and my family.
Yeah.
And like I usually say, society's views changes as per different times. So why do I have to relate to them?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't the society relate to me? So I never cared a bit at all for these norms. I did what I felt was right.
Yeah.
And I was very happy for it. And yes, I did hear a lot of adverse comments. And I mean, apne aap ko kya samajhti kind of comments. But I always cocked a snook at them, head up, chest out.
Yeah.
Went about my business with full confidence.
Yeah.
So then they just had to shut up because I had results to show.
Yes, and results. I mean, children who the entire nation, we are all proud of all the accomplishments that Priyanka has been able to get, even for, every individual, Madhu ma'am. हम लोग relate करते हैं उनके achievements से. It's not just her achievements or the family's achievements. Every girl in India feels proud seeing what...
She's one of few girls. She's one of few. She's nothing special. She has worked on herself. She has built her confidence. You see, and it is such a possibility for every girl to do. I mean, just don't be afraid. Don't do something that is drastically wrong, but don't be afraid to do what you think is right.
And the lesson of self-worth that you've taught her, can you talk about that a little bit?
The Chawani Rupaiya.
The Chawani Rupaiya logic, yes.
Yeah, many people wrote to me that Rupaiya kya hai, now she's $1 million.
That's true.
But at that time, it was just like a proverb that my father used to tell me. If you behave like a street urchin, like a Chawani, then people will look at you as that.
Yeah.
So behave like arrogant and princely, royal. People will look at you like that. So instead of saying all these words to her, I told her, if you value yourself as a Chawani, you will behave like a Chawani. And the world will perceive you as that. But if you look at yourself as a Rupaiya, value yourself bigger, better, then the world will look at you like that. That's a perception. What people look at you is just a perception.
Yeah, it's so important because हम बच्चों को और especially लड़कियों को जब सिखाते हैं, बड़ा होती हैं लड़कियाँ, तो हम बोलते हैं कम बोलो, ज़्यादा ओढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, जितने चद्दर है उतनी पैर पसारो. We are telling our girls to limit themselves, take up less space. And then when you hear narratives and, ideologies like this, Madhu ma'am, it is so refreshing. As a mother, I know I've heard this story, it's been repeated a lot, that it was perhaps you who sent that picture and it started that whole journey for Priyanka. Miss India first, and then, the coveted crown Miss World, and then, of course, I mean, rest is history. So, kaise, how much role of a mother or a parent in, charting the course of, a child's future, और उसको किस तरीके से करना चाहिए so that it is not overbearing, it is not, pressures, because children also dealing with a lot of pressures. आप अपने experience से पहले मुझे बताइए, how was it? And when Priyanka got to know that you sent the picture, she's got selected, how was that like?
I cannot take the credit कि मैंने भेजा. वो मेरा बेटा लेकर आया रात को 10 बजे बाद हम लोग clinic से वापस आए and we were preparing to have dinner. So he walked in and he said, he showed me the Feminaca ad and he said, is mom 17? It's just Didi 17? I said, yes. Is she pretty? I said, yes. Is she 5'7"? I said, yes. So why don't you send her for this?
Yeah.
I don't think Didi is preparing for her board exams. I don't think she has the time for that. He said, nahi, aap bhejiye. I said, just to shut him up.
Okay.
register से पेज फाड़ के, you won't believe, not even a proper paper, lined paper में हमने उसका डाला resume, और photos थे नहीं कोई खास, तो she had taken some portrait pictures for admission into some foreign college. वो फोटोज डाले, फुल लेंथ पिक्चर चाहिए थी, वो हमने उसकी ग्रुप पिक्चर से काट के निकाले, वो डालकर भेजे. I had absolutely no expectation. और नेक्स्ट डे सिद्धार्थ ही जाकर उसको पोस्ट ऑफिस में डाला है, and then we all forgot about it. 1.5 months later, the phone call came home. She has been picked up for the pre-selection, and Priyanka only took the phone. It was a landline phone. She only picked up the phone and she was absolutely surprised. Mom, how do they know that I live in Bareilly? Am I that famous? Because I came from America.
Okay.
Then we told her that Mama ne bheja, bhai ne bheja. And she was very excited, but then Dad had reservations about it. तो मैंने उनको बोला कि चल जाके आने दो, कोई जरूरी नहीं कि वो जीत ही जाएगी, but the opportunity has come to her, let her face it, let her deal with, let's see what she can do about it. कर लेगी तो its credit goes to her, नहीं करी तो कोई बात नहीं, she's coming back to school. So there was no pressure on her ever for anything. किसी चीज का प्रश्न, हमेशा हम यही बोलते थे, you always have a plan B. आज तक उसके साथ है, she always has a plan B. My son also. Even today? Whatever he's doing, he will always have a plan B to fall back on.
Matlab, today, Priyanka, when she talks, she comes across as such an empowered woman. She talks about gender dynamics and, you know, phenomenal conversations she's been having. And it reflects, I think, and now I can feel it when I'm talking to you. I know that parenting has such a big role in basically building your character.
Absolutely. In my house, we used to have a sit-down discussion over anything. Every issue was a sit-down discussion with the parents, with the brothers, everybody. All four will sit down, give their bit, and then we'll decide whether it was good or bad, right or wrong. Should you do it? If suppose it turns out to be a nightmare or a bad thing for you at all times, उसमें तो कोई option ही नहीं, डर ही नहीं है, but go ahead and do it. So Priyanka wanted to go for this. She had the full support, so much so that I gave up my career, my practice, and I joined her because that was the condition placed on us by my family members, my Jate,
Why
my
was that?
husband's older brother.
Why was that?
You will never leave her alone. He said, नहीं, हमारे घर की लड़कियां ये सब करती नहीं है ऐसे, but she has an opportunity. Let her, try it out at least. He said only on one condition, that you will never leave her side. You will always be beside her. Don't care about your practice, don't care about your son, don't care about your home.
Okay.
If you want Priyanka to do this, then you'd have to be with her all the time. तो मैंने सोचा था कितना देर करेगी, 1 साल 2 साल करेगी. It's fine, I can always go back and start my practice. But then the fact that she had our support, wholehearted support, so much so that I could give up my entire life to see that she progresses.
इसके बावजूद you have not lost yourself as an individual. You are very much,
No,
a practicing doctor, a producer.
No, I stepped back. I just stepped back. I didn't give up my career. I stepped back and I stayed with Priyanka as long as she needed me. But see the beauty of it. Priyanka reversed the whole thing and she gifted us a clinic.
Yeah.
She said, Mom, I can't see you sitting at home doing nothing. You have to start practice.
Yeah.
So both of us, we had moved to Bombay by then, and she got us back into practice.
हम में से बहुत सारी महिलाएं जो जब जैसे ही मदरहुड पे they embark on motherhood, they think कि अब मदरहुड की परिभाषा ही यही है कि सैक्रिफाइस देना होगा, चाहे अपने टाइम का, करियर का, फ्रेंड्स का. और जब वो नहीं करती हैं तो उनको एक टर्म भी है, मॉम गिल्ट, वो होने लगता है. I really want to know कि इसको कैसे navigate करना चाहिए, because कहीं ना कहीं mom guilt आ जाता है.
Mom guilt का तो सवाल ही नहीं उठता. That's a stupid term.
Yeah.
I have made a decision because I know I will be able to handle it. So why are you looking down at me? Being a mother is the most superlative, the best, the highest order of anything in the world. And then to be a career woman and mother is a cherry on the cake. It depends on the woman herself how she manages her environment. Mother's job is the most important job on earth.
Yes.
And I think it's an unproved job, but it has to be given utmost respect, utmost credibility, because there's no comparison. There's no other job compared to that mother's job. And I call it a job.
Yeah. Yeah, unpaid though, but it is a full-time job.
Yeah, it is a job.
Yeah.
And she's taking it wholeheartedly, willingly.
Yeah.
Of her own free will. There's nothing to be looked down upon.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. While we say that motherhood is the most beautiful feeling and that, it's a blessing, but there is also a lot of, burden of motherhood, that औरत complete नहीं है जब तक वो mother नहीं है, और mother भी बनी तो वो भाई society के standard से mother बनी है या नहीं है, timely mother बनी है, whether she opted for things like, we've seen it with Priyanka, there was so much trolling because, she needed assistance in, conceiving. कि vaginal birth हुई है या cesarean birth हुई है, इस पर भी इतना judgment होता है. You saw all of that backlash that Priyanka had to face. What was the kind of advice that you were giving to her? Was she coming to you for advice firstly?
Megha, tell me, do these things matter to you?
They don't. They don't. But do they affect you? I don't know, because I've not been...
Did it take the skin off your nose at all?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Same with my child. It didn't take the skin off her nose at all. She said, जितने लोग की सोच है, छोटी सोच छोटी बातें करेंगे, बड़ी सोच अच्छी बड़ी बातें करेंगे. तो ये छोटे सोच वाले लोग की क्या परवाह करना? Let them go to hell, live in their own cesspool. अपने शिफ्ट में वो बैठे हैं, जो गंदी बातें करते, उत्पटांग बातें करते, छोटी सोच की बातें करते, वो अपनी दुनिया में रहे. मुझे it does not matter. यही तो मैंने सिखाया, यही मेरी जिंदगी रही है. I don't care about what other people say.
Yeah.
मैं अपनी क्यों सैनिटी खराब करूं, अपनी हैप्पीनेस को क्यों दाग लगने दूं? तुम बोलो जो बोलना है अपनी बला से.
Correct. वो बोलने से she is not any less of a mother, or nobody else who opts for, assisted pregnancy, not for a moment is any less of a mother. And a woman who has not chosen pregnancy is not any less of a woman. I mean, it's true.
See, it's a choice that people make. Yeah. Your body clock is ticking. There are some things that will not be the same when you're 20, when you're 40, when you're 60.
Yeah.
It'll not be the same.
Yeah.
So the wise thing she did was to freeze her eggs. Yes. And I would advise all the girls between your 28 and 35, you should freeze your eggs. Whether you use it or you don't use it, doesn't matter.
Yes. 100% louder for the people at the back. This is so important because ये एक pressure रहता है कि भाई तुम्हारी उम्र निकल जाएगी, and women today are not ready. They're not mentally prepared. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to parenting advice, Dr. Chopra, I mean, the whole country is crazy. Everybody, the world is now is going over baby Malti's pictures. And I mean, she's adorable. Can I be an auntie and say कि किस पे गई है? Can I ask you that? And what has been Priyanka's style?
Both parents.
Yeah.
She has the best of both parents. Uske mouth is just like Priyanka's, her chin, her eyes and her forehead are like her dad's. She has the best of, even personality-wise, she has the best of both parents.
Yeah. तो नानी पे गई है because आपका भी पूरा this whole part is like it is like completely Priyanka, you. So नानी पे गई है मालती.
चलो अच्छा, thank you.
नहीं 100%. अगर आप बोल रहे हो प्रियंका पे गई है, this portion I am talking to you, there is a पूरा झलक of Priyanka. Obviously it's a झलक of you on Priyanka. But what is her parenting style like? I mean, is she a fun, cool mom, or is she already, is she reading up a lot, and is she preparing कि कैसे करना है, or is she counting on your advice? कैसे कर रही है?
The baby is giving us the lead. जो वो कर रही है, जिस स्पीड से कर रही है, जो करना चाह रही वही कर रही है. जो one thing very nice that they've done is कि when 6 महीने से ही उसको सब कुछ खाना खिलाना शुरू किया.
अच्छा.
So she loves to eat everything. There is no restriction कि baby food खिलाओ. वो हमारे साथ हमारे प्लेट पे खाती है.
अच्छा. और इंडियन खाना खिला रहे हो आप उसको या burgers and fries?
World cuisine खाती है, world cuisine. इंडियन खाना खिचड़ी उसको बहुत पसंद है.
अच्छा. What is it that you like to cook, ma'am?
Everything that she wants to eat.
No, no. Is there a like a Madhu Chopra special dish or recipe?
Suji pulao
Whoa, that's nice. Suji pulao.
for the bachcha.
Acha,
For the bachcha.
acha.
Lots of vegetables.
Nice. Packed with nutrition.
Yeah.
Okay, so one final question, ma'am, before I let you go. You've been so kind and patient. But मैं ज़रूर जानना चाहूँगी एक अच्छी माँ की परिभाषा और this is with the context कि हमारे चाहे पॉपुलर कल्चर किस्से कहानियाँ मूवीज़ टेलीविजन एड्स इस सब में एक जो नोशन है कि अच्छी माँ वो है जो दौड़ रही है शी इज़ कॉन्स्टेंटली रनिंग शी इज़ कॉन्स्टेंटली मेकिंग सैक्रिफाइसेस शी इज़ कॉन्स्टेंटली द वन हु हैज़ द मेजर लोड ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ व्हेन इट कम्स टू पेरेंटिंग और इसलिए ज़्यादातर महिलाएं हमारी बहुत सारी महिलाएं जो देख रही हैं इस प्रोग्राम को हमारी वेबसाइट पे आती हैं ओवर 30 million रीडर्स आर ऑन HerZindagi.com मैम एंड दे कमिंग फ्रॉम द हार्टलैंड ऑफ इंडिया एंड दे फील द प्रेशर दे आर स्ट्रेचिंग देमसेल्व्स थिन क्योंकि एक बेंचमार्किंग बना दी गई है कि ये करोगी तो ही अच्छी माँ होगी तो आपके अकॉर्डिंग एक अच्छी माँ की परिभाषा क्या है हु इज अ गुड मदर
एज आई बिलीव धैर्य धरती और माँ ये सिनोनिमस है तो वुमन वही सक्सेसफुल होती है जिसके पास धैर्य है पेशेंस है शी इज काम बड़ी सारी ऊंचाइयां आएंगी बहुत सारे गड्ढे दिखाई पड़ेंगे you have to have somebody who loves you cares for you on your side in your corner who will stretch out a hand and support you when you need support when you don't need support you're capable of doing everything a woman is multitasker she can do 5 things at the same time and succeed very well in all of them so I feel woman is something very special made by God given so many positive strengths that women have. So they should not underestimate themselves and to hell with what anybody says. अगर आप कमजोर हो, आपकी capability कम है, तो आप माँ कम नहीं हो गए. You will still put yourself as a mother priority. So I don't see anybody has any business saying that you're not a good mother. Even the mother-in-laws should not say that you're not a good mother. If they can't stand there and support her, then they have no business commenting. If you can do good, then comment on bad. If you're not doing good, don't comment on bad. You see? So I feel each woman, every stature, every relationship should support each other. एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़ के साथ रखो तो सारी women आगे बढ़ेगी चाहे mother in law, daughter in law, sister in law, भाभी ननद कोई भी relationship हो mother's daughter हो if they support each other it becomes strength it becomes the ideal environment to bring up children
that's among the many nuggets of wisdom Dr. Madhu Chopra has shared with us today so many things to take back thank you so much ma'am बहुत बहुत मज़ा आया आपसे बात करके मतलब मुझे तो थोड़ा सा मैं जब बता रही हूँ झलक दिख रही है प्रियंका की तो मुझे लग रहा है आई एम गेटिंग अ पीप इनटू हर लाइफ बट रियली आई मीन देयर इज सो मच टू टेक बैक लर्न and and have that confidence move ahead with that confidence thank you so much for speaking to us once again and joining the Good Mother Project on HerZindagi.com.
Let me tell you Megha you're a very confident girl and I hope you meet your goals and see a lot of success from what I see of you, the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself. You're another girl who would go far.
Yay! Make this viral, guys.
This video is a part of the Good Mother Project, a HerZindagi.com initiative.